You know, you and send bro how within the sporting where Diana and Wakakra. Now, in him, Manchester United, the last day of the transfer, no more pay goalkeeper. Now, and crave free Manchester United as a band say, Omuko, vacations, a buy no, and Andrew Nana bumping for. Unana bumping for one, come on, the buy and say, or barbe pay contract extension, any salary increment. Andrew Nana on your screen. So you ask yourself, say, Unana barbe pay contract renewal, any extension, a dear now de barbe pay. So far Andrew Nana 2023 and Manchester United signing from Inter Milan after the Champions League final ni modebo sweni eno modene bae eno moja David ya Quintana kwan ema ne kokopi mu Fiorentina sejo goalkeeper ya fenu Nana ba Manchester United se wo hwe team no na se wo hwe individual ne modern ba o the team ne kona chiche so the team da ba nanim. The person me say, in terms of performance, Andrew Onana is one person as I do. Ni modibon enso any Manchester United in the Premier League, in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, and when they qualify for the Champions League, Allianz Arena na kwhwe match omo boy against Bayern Munich. Ni 2 errors Manchester United conceded goals no. Ombosaba Old Trafford ne errors again and Manchester United romantic anko manim omo game against Galatasaray it was that same error and amwa Andrew Onana and Manchester United amomanko denim enti o Manchester United we raise concern about coaches oma ban omo modeba e wo frame in recent time but say goalkeeping problem Manchester United after David De Gea ekono than we coaching Sinjaya. Inti Andrew Onana last season he was poor. Said you oje £120,000 a week. And only sika oje. Now I wonder why with this kind of underwhelming performance, Onana benya kukodro akọ Manchester United penny for say. Omo sama ne contract extension. Na omo amfi na omo ansoso ne so. Inti enye won so omo call Royal Antwerp. O makwa kofa a goalkeeper a young one edinaba. No be em say omo pe Dibu Martinez, Emiliano Martinez of Argentina. Man United for some reason on man fan they say, omo checking the age, no omo checking sika opesa ojina. Said you anymore. He wanted to take £200,000 a week. Omo checking the age now there be M1. The reason why I'm Manchester United and Emiliano Martinez and free Aston Villa Aman Sika 70 age, said you they think say bomb. And in recent times, you know how important age is very crucial in the market. Say player after, but I feel said you within a short time, so be a team now, obema that confidence, obema that assurance, obema that stability, obema that presence, obema that leadership that reflexes, obema that presence inside the area. Not the boom Martinez beating their momo. But let's see the Belgium international that is coming on board because in recent times, yenya Simon Minole, yenya Courtois, and Matt Sales of Nottingham Forest. All these are goalkeepers almost free Belgium as I do gradually. So let's welcome the young sensation from Royal Antwerp. But Onana de Sedu, a modeba or bono, and Chile modeba, and also a man contract extension. Man United for the idea, so man contract extension. And again, he's still in the market. Almost head take Saudi Arabia. Sequoia Bama, Omubeja Andre Onana. No, Timmy Akusinaka. I think he's done with United. £120,000 a week for 2 years now. What me no? The contract be 2028. But say you, I don't think he will come back and offer anything different. Yes, sharing against Green game na course no. 2 goals a share no. It was another error. He's an error-prone goalkeeper, and I think United should do away with Andre Onana. So you, Victor Gyökeres, and I didn't say be atuda. Now Gyökeres asema how can they say teams episode pam players are. Yeah. And tempa no omo de omo afa niema mu anase ju omo wo omo so apam wo free team nim but the players episode omo free team no mo push say omo be kwa na eno akoye crime na supporters are sorry de atia omo enti yenhwe Gigi Donnarumma the last time yam said you know an interview in Etwagu no all right the last time Gigi Donnarumma be in a video time a oko PH no fans at the Giuseppe Meazza $2 egu no so say oye mercenary on hwese no nsina kan emfa ma AC Milan sikenti okwa kopiem ewo PH ye hu Alexander Isak said the Newcastle United fans are go to the extent of calling him a rat omudidi na tem ye hu Yohan Wissa on a Brentford for no dia bom so omo say omo mpren emma brantie enko passenger was for some brantie eto nchen na yenhwe team so omo pese omo pam players ene kwan a omo de sa players ne fa so yenhwe kwan a me nko akire Real Madrid ede Gareth Bale efa so he got to a time na say do on bat na can years about 3 years contract but still na Gareth Bale kra match day squad kra do ba bi no mo fa den kan ho inti ebufuo by ema bi o ho a o free bat na mu kra na okoto ne baas na okọ afi matches ne do ba bi anom de Gareth Bale extra stance im omon fa den yahwe because na omon hia no yenhwe Manchester United omo bomb squad no omo so omo kwa mo ni team ni training Anthony Rasmus Højlund Alejandro Garnacho Jadon Sancho Marcus Rashford Sajo omo chance mo ni team ni training why because omo hia omo team ni bio yenhwe kwa omo de omo fa so Anthony kodu Sevilla all fans aba be hia no Sajo o kan nsem no osu hwekwa United is our place we fa so so when your chance atie Emmanuel say Adebayo the story na also oba be drew Arsenal training ground odu ya na omo ka che ne say omo man nye training into oni Arsene Wenger ekoye meeting Wenger ka che nso omo hia na o team nim bio Sergio the next time omo amana nye training no say wow e no come Manchester City to come Manchester City na e omo ni Arsenal e ba be hia e no ba ye no hu say Arsenal fans no to no mu di na tem omo di ne maame atem nti oba na okochia Emmanuel Ebue and okochia Alexander Song okochia Gerklichi the French connected boys within the team okochia omo no omo man attitude nti Sergio omo say di ne maame atem oto atra na odimrika ko celebrate here e Arsenal fans denim time no omo hia no omo kan no tuja ma branch e de koy yenhwe the situation of Azel de Chelsea Raheem Sterling yenhwe Ben Chilwell was part of the Chelsea team that won the Champions League against Manchester City. But Joe, Chelsea impeded the yenhwe kon omo de ne fa so. Yenhwe kon Chelsea de Raheem Sterling fa so. Enti said Joe, clubs no omo mpewa e kon bia so mbe fa so pam wo free team nim. Yenhwe kon Barcelona de ata Melo fa so. That time, ene kon omo fa so de ne ko change Miralem Pjanic. Enti clubs and sa no omo tie. Gigi Donnarumma single-handedly said Joe, he saved PAG in most of the games in the Champions League. In Anfield, and with the Villa Park, he was the main man. Forget about Vintina, forget about Dembele. He was the main man. He was the reason why PAG drew the Champions League final. Because Marco Asensio born and said, "One Chenanka game." They say he saves all year against Liverpool or Anfield. But said you, on what the Champions League in Yakwa FIFA Club World Cup finals. And they almost shepo Gigi Donnarumma out. They don't need him. Shekwe omodi Donnarumma afaso. Oma pam the free team nim. Enti sana clubs ne tie. Se omo mpese omo no beye adwuma. Omo fa kwan bia so general. Omo ton ma fans. No omo ton de ma papers no. Hweba candidate Stegen. Se do hwe kwan ambassador na afaso before akire oja tum se nyehwe. Oni team ne kwa afaso bia ni so. Until the only BBM non fan medical report momo. At a point, Oma sorry etiano and social media set Stegen out. The two pro Barca newspapers in Barcelona, Sport, Mundo Deportivo, Oma Tonama newspapers and Omo can win same thing. All because Barca wanted to ship him out of the club. And he said, Sana Europe teams on Omotier. Alright. So Omo no team Omo ton demands and for the supporters. No my young juma. And he said, Drew baby. Now so person kwa ofa kon bia so no opi intimine your crest ya adwen say players no so do baby na hu so wa pay do say wie now so kwa Sergio so for gem now moving on and nyina na akọ ebekọ ye because Coutinho anko yi amfama no ba je no o ka so obekọ no koi so otena ho na osan ya je no anko mbepam no obi wo hokra ne san osika nti Sergio omutimi you freak wage bill no so no ma petim e the amount. Look at the situation of Raheem Sterling now. So I agree with Joker says Sergio say through time now who ne say wa ball brewie unso I was so moving on call a bigger platform I best sell one more you one more be one Sergio Michel Ballack no Bayern Munich who said Chelsea I hear there na Germany o man can tell Michel Ballack moving on about Chelsea ba be born the game until I agree with Joker say sometimes we should also accept the players and also the omope ni enyem fam because the game of football there Sergio eto da bia be kwatia eto da bia team ne be benefit eto da bia players be benefit but that is the game of football.
Now before so bet trust no me who if I transfers no ni figures na PP free mu e buy no and only honest or trainer drink kakra de afa o minim your take on this na anyone akra figures na e ba bonten efa players ni bi e ho only honest on the explosion of transfer fees this summer. Coach, or say, neighbor. Or say, I think what's going on is completely insane. If you are not careful, people will eventually ask, are they still sane? I work for 2,000 euro to 3,000 euro net a month. And at the same time, 30, 40, 50 million euros are being spent on average players. Only honest. Say no dream, average crowd the best horona. No, yeah, Juma 3,000, 2,000 a month.
Bayern Munich president.
Yes.
He earns 2,000 euros a month. And you pay an average player 120, 150, 200.
Was he insane?
You know that.
You see, General, all the footballers in this kind of
yeah.
Europe, US, baby, so the footballers seeker. To any other profession, difference in the soul.
Yeah.
Says you can't get radio news right about bonus and General. Omicron man not for more.
Yeah.
And yet easy. Look, in the UK, we bet my third dying £300,000 sterling. We bet my thought even £250,000 sterling when you're relatively cheap areas are. And to say nipa baako, I said bosome baako. And now che baako. Na ketu yet mitofia. Can you imagine the number of buildings?
Yeah.
Eti omusika no ode toto other professions no ho difference no massive. Yeah. Mejitum, the risk involved in their career is massive. The money our majumane de bromono is massive. But footballers in Sika no is serious. Is very, very serious. General, look at somebody like Ole Hones.
Yeah.
Honestly, so cut 2,000 I mean 2,000 euros.
Oh, also between 2,000 3,000 a month.
A month.
Yeah.
Ole Hones.
Yeah.
And go for
a month.
Yeah.
Net.
Net.
Yeah.
What the for the upper? The for the upper in that 3,000 euros.
Yeah.
And Ole Hones
a month.
General, because minim crophobia juma omoye Europe omoye around 2,000, 2,005, 3,000 until looking at his position, but whatever it is, or your comparison my say Sikano omodie no ni crofo de ne mo so. Say look at Ole Hones, let's assume it's even the higher one, the 3,000 euros. Now Obi J an average player J 120,000 a week.
Mama figure. Serge Gnabry earns 268,000 euros a week.
268,000.
It's Serge Gnabry.
Into we 8,000 no krana e gurus no.
Serge Gnabry.
260 no fatun chain. 8,000 that's so krano. Twice Ole Hones there. It is so upset. Now Tiesika no mudi to players na general. Sika kesiye. Uje unti accidentia footballers there no apeja, but other businesses near there, you know, and that's so wow. Yeah, no make obi feel say bia Mesri Liverpool for. But John W. Henry in Crawford, to Liverpool say, I think 300 is it 300,000? Yes, 300,000 pounds sterling. And do 500,000.
Only say on a lighter note, sometimes do these people intentionally inflate figures to get news or what? Because she will beat herself Florent Base. Florent Base is the most expensive player in the Premier League.
150.
Football. Said you. Now talking about salaries. Obi say Kai Harvest edgy £280,000 a week.
Yes.
Wesley Fofana edgy £200,000 a week. Wesley Fofana Bob and £200,000 a week. Frankie Dion get €365,000
a week. A week. It's over month now, not just or the 1.3 million. You know, and Yasem Kitwa. But the says can the fans go into taxes? By the end of the day, the bidium honyagro. The bidium honyagro. Until Obudo Chremi Fibe 8 in Manchester, sitting in a Rashford there.
Rashford, yeah.
So wow. Jadon Sancho. And if you are it is sometimes it do baby a boys, you know. I'm saying Bibi Kran come up with motivation. Sorry, come bro, once yes, I demo because he can't woman some no. What try yes, he can be my hand and be a room mama who coach in the crowd anymore about fucking a Man United coach. Now rigid in Sancho name or the saying Rashford how rich they are. Now more in Jerome money much and some trauma. Utianye ya when ya do respect be and motivation be a obetwa bonti only honest by a dream by it is what it is o ma bregu o mo time no.
But the amount of money,
the amount of
money. Yes no
when Zidane was being bought from Juventus to Real Madrid 46 million pounds sterling that time no bianti be that it was world record though 46 million.
Danielson moved to Real Betis was 19 million at that time.
Bianti bida. Mekai United will break it bang akwa for the young sensation from Everton. Rooney around 18 years. No Timi Boko na money beshe 28 million pounds sterling.
But I think the difference is those days, you know. So what it here this Kakesia to be a own speciality.
Oh yes, special.
Rooney at 18 at Everton, he was special. He was special. Zinedine Zidane was special.
Super special.
And they Florent Base man.
Okas average player.
We knew Maja pass it. Ball mu cry they are not more to take.
Also average player.
Yes. You know.
Ferdinand 30 million pounds tell which him says something. Berbatov was 32 and look final day and then 11 more allowed.
On son Bayern area on chance in free
there over there son.
As a president.
Yes. You have stamp.
Almost general president said to say only honest money I don't know. At the end of your money but sanity we are why you say unyebia ye kwaja
can't touch it.
Unyintum ufu say you're right. Na so unyebia ye kwaja.
David Abalaba taking more than €400,000 a week. Real Madrid. They don't know.
Oba is a free agent. Oba is a big boy.
No, those guys, big guys, almost this guy, also this guy. Those are the guys that call the shot. Osi Oman, Mbappe, moving more. Those are the guys. This guy we are.
Erling Haaland.
Yes, level.
Vini.
Both national and also stage. You know, see what you know. Any players are much more than no more to take. That be. That is the current situation. Obi na on the player, and also better on Sreo. Man, you Dibu Martinez say yes, no budget £200,000 plus the age. The reason why you didn't sign him. So what's in the baby? But talk of finding there, you should be ready to pay. And you know
£200,000. David here was taking about 300,000.
Yeah, looking at the age.
Looking at the age, you have a problem. Solve the problem now.
English English football has really distorted the players' markets with their huge salaries. But who are we to complain? That's their generation now. Those bumper salaries are often the reason why some players fail to perform as expected. Ohinba Kwachi, Cologne, Germany.
Real Madrid 8 years ago. Frankie de Jong, Real Madrid was earning around 720 something euros a week.
Barcelona.
Yes.
Frankie de Jong.
And so no tete so sa okay COVID time and at the point on person pam no. And a man Eric Ten Hag person ko find by Man United. Said you o tete so no kra no. The COVID was 2020-2021. Said you he's still taking 365. Robert Lewandowski edging over 400,000 euros a week. Kylian Mbappe edging over 400,000 euros. David Alaba, Rafinha did 320. Into England, you know, said you Oka Tottenham crowd you be there, but they don't pay less figures in Spain. Okay. Madrid,
Spain, 2 teams, so 3. So
yes,
but England they come here will be and England
and then Newcastle to meet 55 million.
Yes, Spain, I Real Madrid, Barcelona, and
the reason is that Newcastle 40 million or more say Isaac and free or more Sweden for number 9, or more Brazil for number 8. Or more Italy for number 8. They have established international players within.
Say about Munti.
Obi a Brazilian national team player. That you know. Bruno Guimaraes will start for most of the top teams in the world. So if he decide to stay, it also uti abroso. It is sana akwakoye. And uti na ama those clubs no. And you know, owners nso wo sika.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, Bournemouth. Not to talk about the top teams. Newcastle, owners ni wo sika, so they are ready to invest. And untia.
All right, yentuaso.
You know, Ganacho ena training a ye wo Kubam training no nye training ketwa na emu heading you know one player or expressing out say Chelsea no be but minim de ohun ye wa granting interview so oni Messi kasa ndie menini was am granting interview say oni Enzo Fernandez
and you grade bia also why don Cristiano Ronaldo
me won for Ganacho Sergio na most of the players they go international duty na aka Ganacho ene Bonate na wo Cobham training grounds wa omoye training. It was so working because the first 3 games of the season or Mobi. I don't even recall the last time or ball game and is so crucial and it was still competitive. I think it was the European League final against Tottenham Hotspur Obama when Timmy Amabono the coach. At Chelsea, forwards not those within the team. Obiepre and even on mobile chrome team a chance teaming realm. So offer baby a Ganacho a buy any favorite positioner on the left side. Jimmy Gatens in the first start against Crystal Palace and fat into the next 2 games now was started from bench and Abba. Why? Because of Pedro Neto. And if you look at the consistency of Neto on the left, Sergio or Yafa been come from ho. This will be Babe Pocheno and son what in your baby sano. Now, cut up and a favorite position of a Ganacho left the corner up. So, on the right, Neto betting me about, but Estevao in the last 3 games, 1 against Crystal Palace, Obechenji game, no man of the match against a West Ham, 66 minutes against Fulham, and in the Premier League now, we're completely dribbles to tell be in the Premier League. Inti baby Ganacho ba be press obenya positions ado e hokra honyo ye e honso odin inti e so working ye at the training grounds. But the good thing for Maresca and Ganacho ne say Chelsea ani mu ho no sajo omu rotate inti wo obo game abayiru hu bia no sajo obetimi abo en again boys no nko bo Chile emo Bolivia emo Venezuela emra no o mabre. It is all you know, international break, you know. So, also, players from international break in the Asamba. I said, yo, wow, here you are, Ubelusu, into mostly. So, what's the deal? You go international break, you buy a 10-year shock spa, the Premier League, and then the La Liga and the Italian Serie A. It is all working here, you know, who knows? Be a non so bad, Timmy Baby never be because the position one hour up on there, and now I near me. They know the team Manchester United now 1 year happy until a man decided say show that level of indiscipline for him to move. And said, yo, Chelsea will be worse. But he's a good player, a potential one indeed. The confidence on your side about Chelsea. And let's see, says Joe Obey obetimi aba be adwuma me bia so atimi akoye.
All right. Dr. Franco Naro.
General Magwe me can there two sankomo echo so far player power and club power. I think say over the years player power no etima pejedru baby. E be atwam na players ni power kra. Even if you go back to 1995 before a year Bosman ruling, when the Belgium took the whole of Europe to court near there, a day Bosman ruling by to the extent that afraid player sign contract or sumuya utumiko. Fast forward, it's me a metaphor I say into the extent say eka some 6 months in his contract he can then talk to other clubs wa bra on jada here permission bia in free ni mother club no ne ade ade. After Bedru the stage where player no da so a contract and so mo bi so ko. The issue then is player no ho kwan say wa be sign contract say obebo 5 years. Tisa Alexander Isaac. Yentin yen cow, you are a star man. Also mobium chinchina yen ton na unko. O contract no so one fan she must be a team be this X amount a bar yenya manenko. Same way, player ne bo club no. Or sign 5 years or about 2 years per club ni feels that they all pay free player no nya. Club no akwenua sa mo be faso a o mo di player ne be faso a player no e honye ne de number ton na manako. But between club power, any player power, and I still think that the player power is at the higher side per the current regulations. Because, and Raheem Sterling say Chelsea so on Penonian Day cry, Nasa Abrantian so on Kobebia, still Chelsea because we're to a car. But Chelsea is not obliged to fill him in games. But at the end of the day, financially you get there. But the only thing is that we are footballer. Na yesi ma mobi o anko baby aso ya ma motena hono ma afi na wo so hu ni say obo na wo dey ba na wi ya no, because if you stay home for 1 year 2 years obviously you become less active into honey baby ababedru. So I still think that edru baby interest is the key thing. Club will be showing interest, player no so be showing interest. I've said this before and I want to repeat it. Say player be called club no catch obia say a fans ninti no back club o twantro ana onim ne awoka o player bia move way or no player no di obenya ni interest ni career ni sika ni popularity na achievement trophies awope enunti na o move but not the fans of the club. You can't tell me say o mother club na wo mne etete o na yeso so no wunim club for na wo kono fans no o do mo sen no. Yet it happens. It gradually player power no kosro asin club na nasa asin baby etwem seni city on Magwe or say he has shown enough to Crystal Palace. Or you're surprised Crystal Palace didn't allow him to leave. I'm told say by a minika bemu den by general I just say bibi on waso bisi. Otherwise in January Liverpool will sign Magwe. I think Liverpool has upper hand because they have an agreement in place. The entire Crystal Palace and torn on the time no Modibabe found near too late, and they think that Okwa Oliver Glasner Gidi say oh nyane replacement. So me imagine me say Liverpool ni Magwehi and my Crystal Palace the chance from now till say January transfer window ni baby no or mumpeni replacement he will leave. Otherwise because Liverpool so Omaye bia Konate nya na against will be renew the contract because Real Madrid is waiting for Konate. And then I am musical chair. Konate beko said D we go trunk and Liverpool will start benching Konate and play Guai because we only future with us. We have to satisfy the one who has future with us. So I'm thinking say in January you go that way. Finally, Onana na up a salary increment. You know as when you Ade awo ba be yi open salary increment. I'm hoping say United in paying for be working hard to ship him out because I think say for he doesn't deserve to be our second goalkeeper. Onana for me abenya bad time but he's good enough to be a number 1 goalkeeper elsewhere. They should just ship him out. Once again I don't think our choice now is fire is about the best. Talking about Sene Lamens, I felt they should have still gone for Dibu Martinez, but almost almost age near day. You know, Estabawa Semina Wakano, who actually find the light, but it's not easy. Or say, so few memu, ako my fufumu, akusia kind, no was settle no enough for. This is a South American boy. Yeah. South American culture is far different from European culture, especially English culture. Unfortunately for him, on Sanka Brofokasano, in Tiaquadano Brepa, General, Yanma Yakwaba Equano, in Ukodu Landina, O Brepa Papa. So settle in what your system, Nasi, Adriane Tokrobebre. We luckily he's got enough money in Tibia or Befani cook. Garden boy, any biko be obe chef around this animal, and tisa and easy. Send ne digital. You know, to me walk into a restaurant. Ukita osika wo to aduane ese yenge cash.
We be to Miami.
Yenge cash, o cash ne yenge. Just all turn digital. So ukita osika wo aduane ne sika ne ye ton. Enso yes yamu Yanjiska na sani obeton no even machine is honum ubiebie no akenkan no aka se bia mamwe ena man ni ekoto mpampa ne meku ewo kata oh no Givendi restaurant no na no so no na ekọ ya no so o na restaurant no ni ma duane mu oh don't pampa meku da so ena se lobster I'm telling you what's the way there man kai ya
no, they were terrible. No, they were terrible.
Okay, so I had 2 years. What they are trying to 2 years?
3 years.
3 years. The wrong way there. What they are trying to years.
You know, see a man in Kaya.
You need make it out.
They was look toys.
See a quite order.
No, only the order, Nana.
Say more Odini and nice. See a kind of papa. Now, I'm saying Zimbabwe, he gave you also any favorite.
Also, the same thing.
Everybody, I think Mama could have lost that.
Yamanikaya. I said, we're Kaya.
You know, see a Manikaya.
I want to do a Kaya.
You've heard to say.
Oh, any Givendi restaurant.
Okay. Well, Boko, I was with Chano.
Oh, Bako SG more, Bako Kumasi City more. Estavao, I think he's struggling, and I'm sure that he will get there. And easy, General. Udi agro me say, fire Albinyano, Opaki Hani. Yes. He's going through a lot, but I'm happy. He's hit the ground running. Udini Bejra Park and so and every South American guy has confidence. On farm born or father or person obey we and son with Jim.
The 18 the Juma
She say ahead of the game, 20 minutes to kick off. Nipana or starting April. Yes, lazy your boot and go and start. He comes in and win man of the match. Super Bowl.
Wow. Already into us way a midfield action program and when you go so here nafi osan 80 or 93.3 Kumasi 92.9 Accra Nimpotem Ho and so enyina DSTV 364 Go TV 121 Sanso and a Kessben TV Plus onsa ekanye Onana's contract extension is true. I thought it was a joke. Aqua wepa pilolo sunyai una and so abreye. All right. My